guys, welcome back to this channel. My name is Ronnie. In this video I'm going to talk about end of the month, how special it is at the end of the month. Now I don't know how you guys do things with your personal finance, but I get excited at the end of the month. And the reason why I get excited is because it's equivalent to your report card, how you go about with your personal finance each month. This is how I do it. This is how my wife and I do it, in order for us to stay ahead financially, and in order for us to figure out if we're growing, if we're stagnated, or if we're actually if we're going down the hill. Now, obviously, it's remember back in the days when you go to school, you get a report card at the end of the year, or at the end of the term, or whatever that would be, to figure out where you are. You know, for me, my report card is at the end of the month. It goes in three systems: A, B, or C. So for A, equivalent to where you are last month, and this month it goes up. That's an A. A B would be stagnated. A C, if it your net wealth, it goes down. That's it. That's a simple format of it. But at the same time, you have to look at your personal finance is like a big business, because there's no one who's going to take care of you except yourself. So that's how I comes to realization. Now, I used to work in sales. If you work in sales, you can understand this. They always have a quota, whether it's quarterly quota, monthly quota, weekly and daily quota. Daily targets, let's say. The reason why I said this is because every sales business, let's say, every organization, they're always trying to achieve a bigger profit, whether it's creating a new product, whether it's creating a new product or services, to do whatever it is in order to make profit. But sometimes you get stagnated, and that's okay. Being stagnated is much better than going down. So yeah. So for me personally, if a giant organization do that, why don't individual do that as well? So that got me wondering at one stage when I was in my early 20s. So I kind of wish when I did this in the earlier stage in investing, let's say, or earlier stage when I started working, because if you count where all of your wealth in a regular basis, you're a lot more conscious on how you spend your money, and that goes with my wife and I. You know, because we sit down and looked at our report card every month at the very minimum. We do it in a lot more frequent than that. We talk about our money pretty much once every few days. At the very minimum, it's once a week, to figure out if we're making money or not. Or if we're not making money, then how can we minimize expenses? If we don't do that, then we wouldn't know where we're going to be or where we're going. So yeah, every month a report card. Every month we sit down together. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long for us to do it now, but in the beginning, it's all over the shop. We've gone everywhere, because we didn't have our structure properly. Like everyone have their own structure, but when I was earning from one single income source, that was simple, because you literally just list how much you earn for that month, for that week, if you paid weekly, and then you figure out where all of your expenses. Now, I don't use a lot of tech. I only use a spreadsheet, and that's a take-home pay. How much money did it come in my bank account? out from it. We don't use credit card as much. Now, we only have one credit card, but in that credit card, we always pay it off every month. So far, it's been 5 years. We haven't paid a single interest on that card at all. So we're never late. When the bill comes in, it pays out. Like, if you have that discipline, paying off in full by month, every month, then that's good for you. But if you don't have the discipline, like only paying the minimum amount, or if not just half of it, half of the outstanding balance, that's considering not good. Because financially, whatever it is that you purchase, it's gonna get a lot more expensive. But that's a credit card issues. So what my wife and I do, just list back when we were just have a single source of income, list our income, list our expenses. After taking out all of our expenses, at the end, how much do we keep? It's not how much you earn, right? It's how much you actually physically keep. And we've been doing that for a long time. We've been doing that since we weren't married yet, as far as I'm aware. But because we've been creating that habit over 5 years, it makes it easier for us to do it in a regular basis. Like in the beginning, it took us about half an hour or something, because we didn't know how much is our income. We didn't know how much is our expenses. In fact, in some cases, our expenses is much bigger than our income, which is not good. But after a while, we managed to figure it out. Okay, what can we cut? What don't we don't need? And how can we, as a unit, to make that end of the month into a positive instead of a negative? More money in the bank is much better than no money in the bank, or less money in the bank. So yeah, I'm old school on a spreadsheet, income, expenses. But now, as we grew, as we have our own side hustles, it makes it a little bit more harder, but you get used to it. You get to learn bits and pieces. Now every week we figure our income at the end of the week, our expenses at the end of the week, whether it's from a business purposes or personal expenses, and we tally that up. That way we make sure that we're in track. It's not, we try and make it as simple as possible. Back when we first started this, it was to the nearest dollar on how much we earn, how much we spend. But now we just go on the nearest $100 as a ballpark figure. That makes it easier for us to calculate things. Now if you are starting on your journey to achieve that financial freedom, or take care of your finances, but yeah, I would suggest to do that. Minimum, the very minimum, just write it down in a piece of paper, pen and paper, sit down every month or every week. What did you guys receive and what did you guys spend it on? That's it. And then from that you grew in terms of, okay, then if you're having a surplus every month, that's good, but what are you saving towards? We have our goals ourselves. We have a goal of buying another house. Another goal would be saving up our kids' future. Well, that's my goal. Your goal might be a bit different. Keep up our expenses as low as possible. Now, we're achieving all of that by doing like those little things that we've been showing you in this channel. Whether it's on a budget shopping, we don't go out having lunch as often. We don't use delivery meals. We don't go in the restaurant full stop. Maybe once a month if we're lucky, on a special occasion. And on top of that, now the kids actually help out around the house. Now my kids at the age of 4 and 5. The way I look at it is, if we were conditioning if I were conditioned a certain way, it would stick with me. And I'm trying to teach my kids I guess, the value of money, understanding the value of a family meal. We don't have phones in our family meals, or no screen time, and the bonding, I guess, exercise that we do in there is priceless. So yeah, and we talk about our money in front of our kids. Our kids understand and go, oh, okay, what are you talking about? And sometimes they do ask questions and go, oh, do we make more money this month, or do we not make more money this month? They're getting involved in this because nobody's going to teach our kids the value of personal finance except us. It's not being taught when I was in school, and I don't know if the system changed or not, but that's where I learned. I didn't learn anything. I learned the basic maths, but I didn't learn fundamentals of personal finance. So because this is where we're at, we're able to take care of our debt, understanding where our money is in and out of it, and we're trying to teach our kids that. So yeah, every month report card. Scary in the beginning, but after a while it's worth it if you are on top of your own personal finance. If you're not on top of it, then it will be a lot more scarier as you grow older. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.